This is the captain. Brace for impact.
In this video, I show you how I fly Hammerhead Corvettes. As usual, there are two variants of the Hammerhead Corvette. First, you have on the left the Hammerhead Torpedo Corvette. It has 5-hull, 1 black dice for anti-squadron, 1 command, 1 squadron, 2 engineering, comes with 1 evade token, 1 redirect token, and 1 contain token, has a maximum speed of 3, and as for its attack pool, out the front it has 1 red, 1 blue, and 1 black dice. Out the sides has 1 black dice each, and no dice out the rear. It also has 2 shields on the front, 1 shield on the left and right, and 1 shield on the rear. For upgrade slots, the Hammerhead Torpedo Corvette comes with an officer slot, offensive retrofit, weapons teams, and ordnance for a total of 36 points. On the right, we have the Hammerhead Scout Corvette. It's exactly the same as the Hammerhead Torpedo Corvette, except it has a blue dice for its anti-squadron, and it has 2 red dice and a blue dice out the front for its attack pool, and 1 blue dice out the sides. Also, in terms of upgrade slots, it's exactly the same, except instead of an ordnance slot, it has a turbo laser slot. And the total points for the Hammerhead Scout Corvette is 41 points. Now, because of this stat profile, it puts the Hammerhead Corvette in a strange position when it comes to fleet building. Firstly, it costs nearly double the points cost of a GR-75 transport, whilst not being able to provide direct fleet support to your ships or squadrons. On the other hand, as a combat ship, the Hammerhead Corvette costs nearly as much as a CR-90 Corvette, but it isn't as fast and doesn't have the same threat radius or the same damage output consistency if the CR-90 is equipped with turbo laser reroute circuits. Despite all this, the Hammerhead Corvette does have a few things going for it, such as it's currently now the cheapest ship in the game that can take the boarding actions. One really popular build with a General Dodonna fleet is to have a Hammerhead Torpedo Corvette with Garrel's Honor, boarding engineers, and external racks. So this combo works really well if you have first activation and last activation. Generally, I'd recommend to use this combo against targets that are 4 to 5 hull, but are also a lot of points, such as MC-30s or Quasars. So to demonstrate how this would work, so in the last activation, your Hammerhead with Garrel's Honor, boarding engineers, and external racks would do a maneuver. It would then overlap the MC-30. It will cause a ram, which is face up. Now, because it's paired with Dodonna, you look at the first 4. Okay. Straight off the bat, we will choose structural damage. So let's put that there. Do the structural damage. Alright. Now on the next turn, on the first activation, you would use your boarding engineers. So you discard your squadron token, discard your boarding engineers. Right. With your 2 engineering value, you flip over the 2 cards that you have had on the MC-30. Obviously, would flip over structural, so we deal another damage there. Okay. Whatever this is, we will do it. So the MC-30 has 1 hole left. We have a couple of options. We can fire at it and use our external racks to finish it off. But if we can't finish it off, we can always just ram it again, right? And they'll cause a death. And that's pretty much 90 points on the board. Now, if you're going to run boarding actions, remember to bank a squadron token on turn 1. This is because the Hammerhead can only take 1 command token, and you'll need a squadron token to pay for the boarding actions when you do it. What this also means is you'll have to deploy at speed 2 on the deployment phase, and therefore every command that you do on each turn will most likely be a navigate. This will give you the options to speed up to speed 3 to get in position, or slow down to speed 1 if necessary. Another popular build with the Hammerhead Torpedo variant is to have ordnance experts and external racks. Now, because of the way the Hammerhead flies and its fragile nature, it's probably only going to get 1 opportunity to attack in the game. So this platform provides a very reliable way to get some damage output out in that one time it gets to attack. It's only a total of 7 points extra. Some people even skimp on the ordnance experts and just take external racks. You may have noticed already that it's a very similar build to the popular Raider 1 Corvette build. And that's because the Hammerhead Torpedo Corvette would fly the same way as the Raider 1 Corvette with the same build. Another popular build with the Hammerhead Torpedo Corvette is to run nothing at all, just purely naked. So the reason people are taking naked Hammerhead Torpedo Corvettes is because of the recent FAQ changes, which prevents a fleet taking more than 2 flotillas. You'll find is Hammerhead Torpedo Corvettes are being used as the next best and cheapest option in MSU type fleets to pad out activations, and also as a cheap lifeboat for admirals. So I haven't spoken much about the Hammerhead Scout Corvette, and this is because they're not too popular to take. And the reason being is, for an extra 3 more points, you can get a CR90A, which is more faster, it's more survivable, has the same arcs, or similar anyway, and has the same dice out the front, and the Corvette has more dice out the sides. But if you really wanted to take the Scout Corvette, then you can slap on any turbo laser upgrade, slap on some gunnery teams or veteran gunners, and you're good to go. So one thing you want to consider if you're running multiple Hammerheads is Task Force Organa. So what this lets you do for a single point is exhaust a Task Force Organa card on another Hammerhead, and the current Hammerhead that you're attacking with can reroll 2 of its dice. So there's no range restriction on this, except for the other Hammerhead has to be within 1 to 3. And this gives you more points to play around with instead of spending it on ordnance experts or veteran gunners if you're using the Scout. As with all ships, there are inherent weaknesses, and for the Hammerhead Corvette, it's basically the same as a Nebulon B, except it's worse. Now, because of its single redirect and its 1 shield facing on the sides, it's generally the first target of a bombing run for a squadron heavy fleet, especially your Colonel Jendon and your Marek combination best friends. Also, be aware of the long-range specialist fleets such as Vader Simoon or Akbar MC-80s. Because they throw such a large dice pool at long range, chances are they'll score an accuracy, which they'll use to hit your evade with. With your evade gone, it means you can only use redirect, and because the Hammerhead doesn't have that many shields, there's not many places you can redirect to, which is all bad news for your Hammerhead. So if you're going to do it, don't stay in the arc of an MC-80 or a Simoon ISD too long. So in summary, the Hammerhead Corvette can be taken as a cheap glass cannon similar to an MC-30, flown the same way as well. But if you can't afford an MC-30, you take a Hammerhead Torpedo Corvette instead and load it out as appropriate. Another thing it's used for is to pad out activations, so you can run them naked. This means they can be used in an MSU fleet or a normal fleet just to pad out the activations, and you can use it as a blocker or just a cheap way to score a little bit more damage. And this is something that we saw at FFG Worlds 2018, where the Hammerhead made the top 4 lists of the finals. Alright Commanders, that's all I got for you today on the Hammerhead. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it helped you out. If you'd like to see more of these videos, put a comment below, support us on Patreon. This is Veteran Captain Ken signing out.